fix that so that way people don't get the wrong info.
Okay.
Otherwise they'll think I'm playing Space Quest 2, which I'm not. You laugh.
What? Apparently you didn't like it, so...
Don't... It's actually a good game. I was joking, Jess. Don't be rude.
Okay.
Don't be rude. Alright, so that's working. Alright, time to tweet it. You better be dressed.
Yes, he is.
Lucky. Lucky?
Good night.
Probably slow this down a little bit. That's what we were playing on last time, is a little bit better. Good night, James.
Good night.
Sleep tight.
Okay.
He's staring at that. Now I have to work out how to load. Player. There we go. Apparently we're on Betty's letter. Nope, nope, nope. Alright, there we go. So we've got one viewer. That's good. And the stream is still got excellent health. Excellent. And it's almost 8:30. So why don't you say hello, wife?
Hello. Time to drink some water before we start talking too much.
Yes. That's what she said. Don't poke me. Oh, hi, Mark.
What?
You don't know what... Oh. Why did I marry... You don't... Oh.
What?
Oh. How do you not know? Oh, hi, Mark. I did not hit her. I did not.
No.
You've never seen The Room?
No.
Haven't even seen, like, internet videos about The Room?
No.
Why the fuck did I marry you?
You could just show me at some point.
No. It's now your job. I did not hit her. I did not.
Hit you instead.
So we're going to continue playing Gumboots Australia, which is a edutainment game similar to Carmen Sandiego, but set in Australia and only about Australia. So you can read that.
While you are visiting a friend in Birdsville, your boss phones you. He has received a letter from Betty Botheringham Brown, in Bristol, England. She lost contact with her father's 2 brothers and 2 sisters when they moved to Australia some years ago. If you find them before Betty arrives in Australia, just before Christmas, you will receive $1,000 plus bonuses. Their names are Beatrice, Barry, Brian, and Bonnie. Betty has no idea where in Australia her aunts and uncles might be, but she writes that they are all uncommonly fond of the letter B.
They are found in towns that begin with the letter B. So we got to go to play. This is the big map of Australia.
Okay.
These are all the locations. We can just go down the travel list though. It's easier. So as you can see, WA doesn't have very many.
No, it doesn't.
It's a bit rude. Tasmania's got a lot.
For somewhere that's off to the side.
Yeah,
on
who cares
its own,
about
yeah.
Tasmania? I didn't say it the last time we played this, but this map is actually slightly wrong. Do you know why?
I can't tell, no.
Australia isn't positioned like that. Australia is on an angle.
I am.
Like this side of Australia is like slightly higher up.
Okay.
And that's why, like, I think this bit and that bit sort of line up.
So sort of
Top of WA and the top
same,
of Queensland.
Same time zone. Really. No,
Time zones aren't this way.
Yeah,
time zones are this way, Jess. Okay.
Oh, come on, keep going.
So, go to a new place. So, places we have available to go that begin with the letter B.
Yes.
Got Birdsville, Burke, Brisbane, Broken Hill, Broome, Bundaberg, and Byron Bay. But we already are in Birdsville, so one of them could be here. I mean, that begins with B. No. Publican? Oh! Watch out! Something is going to happen! You notice what appears to be a wallet lying on the ground. Will you pick it up? Ignore it.
Pick it up?
Wife has chosen Steel Wallet.
Didn't say
The wallet contains $330 in notes. The owner's phone number is on a card in the wallet. You ring her up and she tells you to keep it. She never liked that wallet anyway. Okay, so she doesn't like the wallet, but does she want her money back?
Apparently not.
Racecourse? You meet an old chap out here who doesn't seem to be able to speak English until you show him a $50 note. Then he remembers that there was a bookmaker with a funny hyphenated surname here during last year's races. He thinks he was one of those city blokes with a funny little hat.
Bowler.
So that means like a pom?
I guess so.
One of those silly blokes with a hat means pom?
I guess so. And bowler starts with B, so...
Or does it just mean to that he's from one of the cities, like Brisbane?
You did say he was from a big city. Or a big city.
Alright, well, there was no one else here, so... Birdsville's done. So Brisbane... Where's the big map, actually? Big map. Broome's a long way away.
Alright. So...
Bundaberg, Brisbane, and Byron Bay are all that way. Broken Hill's down. Is there anywhere else that begins with B? So, I don't think so. So the question comes, do we risk it? Fly all the way to Broome to check if someone's there, then come back to Broken Hill, and then do the quick, I thought it was Bobo, but that was Dubbo. Do the quick hops from Byron Bay, Brisbane, and Bundaberg. Because we've only got a set amount of time. And we've got found none of the relatives. What day? And it's December 1st. So we've got plenty of time. We've got over a month, really.
Well, why don't we just go to Brisbane then? Because he did say we're from a big city.
But if we leave the long trip to the end, we might be screwed. I'm going to go to Broome.
Okay then.
Broome, situated at the southern tip of the Kimberley region, this coastal town has a colourful history. When over 400 loggers sailed in its pearling fleet. Let's save money. We'll go by bus. Boop, boop. It's a Greyhound bus. Have you ever been on one of those buses? Because I have. Like buses that look identical to that.
To and from Geraldton, yes.
Yeah. You lived in Broome for a short time. Do you remember the beach church?
No, because I was 5.
I remember things when I was 5, the towns that I lived at.
I don't.
Okay.
I only remember from Broome having my sister get on the Flying Doctor.
So, visit the little white church, walk out along Streeter's Jetty, go sailing on a lugger, shop in Broome's Chinatown. The funny thing about this is it doesn't mention the nude beach.
It's not meant to, I don't think.
Well, that's rude. That's all Broome's got going for it. You ride the camel, and the camel rides down the nude beach, and then 17-year-old Daniel tries to look at women and finds out that nude beaches aren't filled with pretty women like he was promised.
No, they're not.
They're filled with old people.
Mm-hmm.
Nude old people. Nude old people is not something you want to see. Not when you're 17, at least. One of the shopkeepers here says he remembers someone called Fothingquill Bryce.
Fotheringill Bryce.
But no Botheringay Browns. Okay, I think that means that, yeah, they're not here. I should have just left. Alright. Broken Hill's the next stop. Broken Hill, one of Australia's main mining towns, surrounded by grazing properties and desert, also called the Silver City. That's where they filmed Mad Max.
Yes.
At least the second one, Road Warrior. I don't know if I think the first one was filmed in South Australia as well. But yeah, Mad Max, Road Warrior. Where a stuntman almost died. And then they used that take in the film because why wouldn't you?
It was the best take.
It was the only take. You know what? We'll take a bus again. It's going to cost a lot of money to fly. We're only getting $1,000 back, so if we use that, we take a plane, we'll be screwed.
Yeah.
Beep, beep.
Maybe take a plane on one of the shorter
This
trips.
is that is not a correct path.
No.
There is no road going from Broome that way.
No, you have to go down
You go from,
and then across.
Yeah, you go from Broome to Perth, to Kalgoorlie to Norseman, and then you cross the Nullarbor Plain to Adelaide. So you definitely wouldn't be able to do that. Oh, look, there's a Puppers.
There's a Poppers.
Catch the Silver City Express, drive to the Menindee Lakes, visit the BHP engineer's office, fly around the local properties. Well, that begins with B. You find a fellow delivering bread here. His name is Brian Botheringay Brown, and he is one of the best bakers in town. He is very surprised to hear from his niece after all these years. We found one of them. There's no wind, apparently. You alright?
Yeah, I'm just getting comfortable.
So Byron Bay's next. Ooh. We've got so much time. We might as well just drive there. Well, bus there. Like, we got over 2 weeks. Ask around the surf shop, visit the lighthouse, go on a scuba diving trip, inspect the local forests. None of these begin with B. But there is only 3 more places, I think, so...
Yeah. There's only... Is it 3 or 2?
Wait, I don't think we went to Burke.
No.
Where's Burke? There's Burke.
There's Burke, no.
So there's Byron Bay, Brisbane, Bundaberg and Burke.
Yeah.
So yeah, we might as well just investigate everything here. Nope. Oh! Beatrice Botheringay Brown is busy with a group of bushwalkers, but she is very interested in the news that her niece is coming to see her after so many years. After you leave her group of bushwalkers, you get lost in the bush, and it's 12 hours before you're found. That's a heck of a thing to have happen to you.
Yeah.
So what do you reckon? Burke, Brisbane, or...
We're near Byron Bay. Why don't we just go to the other 2?
We're at Byron Bay.
I mean, we're at Byron Bay. Why don't we just go to the other 2? You got Brisbane.
Well, Brisbane's next.
Yeah. Brisbane and Bundaberg was the next one, wasn't it?
I might as well just bus it. Save lots of money. You could not travel across Australia this quickly at all.
No.
Brisbane, look, there's helicopters that fly down to the 2nd floor. Trucks that are as large as the 1st floor. Boop, boop. Inspect the old expo site. See Lone Pine Sanctuary. What's the expo? Some sort of exposition. Not exposition. Like Sexpo and all that, right?
Maybe, or a place they do that sort of stuff. Like we have
the Sexpo. That's what we have.
No, I mean like the actual buildings that they have it in.
In a rather expensive-looking 5-room tent, you find Barry Botheringay Brown, one of the richest bookmakers in Queensland. He reckons the odds of his niece Betty finding him after so long were pretty slim. Barry persuades you to place a little bet with him on which of 2 seagulls will stay in the air longest. Your seagull lands almost immediately, and you lose $20 on the bet. I don't like these Botheringays. They're stealing my money.
They are.
Bloody thieves. So, Bundaberg or Burke?
Bundaberg's closer, isn't it? And then go to Burke after.
That's where one of our friends gets her booze from. Boop. Apparently this is the world famous Bundaberg statue of a guy in a football helmet.
Aviator's helmet?
Something dumb. Wait, what does it say about Bundaberg? Bundaberg, regional city on the fertile plains of the Burnett River. Well, that's another B. A memorial statue of the area's most famous son, Bert Hinkler, is amongst the city's many interesting features.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be amongst.
No, it's amongst.
I know, that's what it says.
It's amongst, Jess. That's a new word.
Well, the street that we used to live on was Hinkler in Kenwick. So it was probably named after him because one of the other ones around there was Namatjira. So...
Visit Hinkler House Museum. Check the rum distillery. Yes. Picnic on Fraser Island. See Dreamtime Reptile Reserve. Let's go to the rum distillery. Nope.
Wrong place.
Hinkler? Nope. Taking some time off from her job as a boat builder, you find Bonnie Botheringham Brown. She is thrilled to hear that Betty, her brother's little girl, is coming out to see her. You have found the 4 Botheringham Browns. You collect the $1,000 and any bonus payments you have earned. So we get extra 1,000 because we've got 10 bonus points left. There we go. So you can read this one.
Fairy Floss, Chook's little sister, has caught the running away from home bug and has bolted. You must find her before her birthday, which is in 10 days' time. You will be paid $600 for the job, out of which you are given an advance of $100. But be careful, she is one sneaky little kid.
Apparently we're in...
Yucca.
Is that Yucca?
Yes.
I didn't know how that one was said. It's a very eastern states place. Yucca, a small but busy border town on the Murray River. Once Australia's largest inland port, it is now well known for historic buildings and paddle steamers. What can we do here? Look for clues along the river. Cross the bridge to Moama. Take a ride on a paddle steamer. See the Allenby Auto Museum. Also amongst.
Echuca then. There we go.
That's eastern states. We don't have to know it. Fairy Floss, Echuca. Age 8. Height 95 centimeters. Weight 27 kilograms. Notes. Chook's little sister who sometimes runs away from home. 2. What?
Chook must run away, so who's... Or either way, it's to say that.
That's very bad grammar.
Yeah.
Dragging her security blanket behind her. She's 8.
Yeah.
Never wears shoes, has a huge appetite, is very good with animals, usually having a rat or 2 or a crab in her pocket, and can cuddle even the most savage of dogs. Her nickname is taken from the appearance of her hair. Alright, I don't think we're going to find anything else about her. Fairy Floss is cotton candy, yeah, that's what we call it in Australia. I assume other countries probably call it that as well.
Sometimes it might also be a brand name.
Yeah. So, I mean, it says look for clues along the river, so... Okay. Nope. The paddle steamer captain turns out to be Fairy Floss's uncle. You think we'd know that if Chook, hired us?
Yeah.
No, that's my uncle on the boat over there.
Apparently he doesn't tell us, no.
He tells you that she kept asking him about dolphins because she had just seen a show on TV about some place where people can feed dolphins and... Well, I know where that is.
Yeah, what, Monkey Mire?
Yeah.
Is that even... Yeah, I was there, okay.
There's, dolphins are in 2 places here. One's on the Gold Coast and Monkey Mire. But the Gold Coast ones are in the SeaWorld.
Yeah.
So you can't feed them. And Monkey Mire is the ones in the wild, so...
That's a fair way to go.
It is. I think we'll take a plane. Whoa, no, bugger that.
At least do the car, so then it's less hours.
But we're only getting paid $600. That's nearly all of the money.
Yeah, but it's like, what, 6 days or 10 days?
10 days.
10 days.
And we haven't got... Anyway, this really is a Carmen Sandiego clone. It's very clearly that they followed that premise. It was designed to be an edutainment game for Australian kids.
Right, go with the bus then.
Yeah, okay. It's 62 hours. What's that? 3 days?
Yeah.
And she apparently ran this way.
Well, 72 hours actually is 3 days, so still, pretty much.
Or it'll probably end up being night when we get there anyway.
Nope. First thing in the morning.
Well, Monkey Maya doesn't have any monkeys, so you have to do it with dolphins. Correct. This is no longer allowed. You're not allowed to do this no more. I went to Monkey Maya when I was somewhere around 8, 9 or 10. My town of Gamelling, where I went to school at that time, did a trip to Monkey Maya and I think Kelbarry. That's up that way, isn't it?
I think so.
And we stayed at like campsites. I think we had 2 nights camping in like tents the school gave us. And one of the kids out of our entire class that went to Monkey Maya was allowed to feed the dolphin.
Okay then.
Just one.
Just one.
We all went there. We all got to stand on the beach and in the water when these dolphins came up. And they really do come all the way up to the handlers. The handlers like tap the water and they come all the way up. And we were told you're not allowed to touch them because that pulls the oils off their skin. And they were getting sunburns and cancers.
Okay.
But one lucky kid, which wasn't me, got to feed the dolphin. I hate that kid. Don't know which kid it was anymore. Don't like him though. Go for a swim, feed the dolphins, travel up to Carnarvon. I think we went here last time I streamed it. Carnarvon's a long fucking way from Monkey Maya, right?
I think so. I think it's a fair way up, further up.
Like, isn't Carnarvon up here somewhere?
We're close to Broome.
No, because Port Hedland, it's not between Port Hedland. I think it's like up past Exmouth. Like, it's a long way up. That's not a short trip.
And that's where we get our bananas, some of them.
Well, that's where we get our bananas.
Yes.
And that's where Queensland gets their bananas when they have a cyclone and all their bananas go away.
Yes.
And then we pay extra.
Yes.
Because it's cheap. It's better to send them all the way over there and make more money.
Mm-hmm.
Bastards. There are bananas. The dolphins remember fairy floss, but you don't learn anything because humans can't understand dolphins. You are caught by high tide and you have to wait 4 hours before you can get back to town.
Okay then.
By the lady at the news agent where you buy your postcard remembers a little girl with a blanket who got aboard a tourist coach heading north. Travel to Carnarvon?
Carnarvon?
No.
Broome?
Go for a swim? Whoa. It's Broome or Derby. I don't have a lot of time.
Broome would be another place that might have some dolphins there.
Yeah, but she clearly came here for dolphins.
Yeah.
I really don't have a lot of time now. Because, I mean, it's Feb 4th, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I've actually got quite a lot of time.
It's 6 days.
Bussing it! I mean, I could rescue this kid. Or I could not. Visit Little White Church. No one. You meet a passenger from a tourist coach which arrived just an hour ago. He tells you that a little girl had sneaked aboard at Monkey Maya, and when the driver tried to take her to the Broome police, she got away and ran off in the direction of Chinatown. I don't know if Broome's Chinatown is still a thing anymore.
You could ask your aunt. Doesn't she go there?
She does, but she's not here.
No, she's not.
But Broome's Chinatown is because they used to have a lot of Chinese nationals who came here to Australia for the gold rush and that. They went up to Broome for the pearl diving.
Yeah. I remember that.
You stop for a Chinese meal and you discover Flossie tucking into 4 large bowls of fried rice. She asks you to take her out on a boat to see some dolphins before you send her back to Echuca. You agree and she goes off to the toilet while you finish your meal. Of course, she doesn't come back. You have to pay for Fairy Floss's fried rice as well as your own.
Well, she wanted to go on a trip on the boat, so check the logo in case she's gone there.
After 10 minutes on the boat, you notice crowds of seagulls near a lifeboat. Hiding under the lifeboat, you find Flossie feeding leftover fried rice to the gulls. You take a good hold of her collar, and as soon as you get back to Broome, you head straight for the airport. Well done, Darth. You have found Fairy Floss. You put her on a plane back to Echuca, where she promises her mum and dad that she will never, ever, ever run away again. She ran a long bloody way.
A long way, yeah.
That's not a short trip for a kid to make. Received final payment of 500, so we're going to get 1,500. Yeah, I made profit. Yeah. That's what this is all about. You have finished this game and you will now go on to the next game.
You have been employed by a firm of solicitors acting for Gerald...
Hang on. Look where we are.
Oh, we're in Perth. Okay.
Correct!
By a firm of solicitors acting for Gerald Germ Squasher.
Yep.
Gerald's great aunt Adeline has mentioned him on the first page of her 4-page will. Before her recent death, however, Adeline became very absent-minded. On her final trip around Australia, she lost the last 3 pages of the will. Your assignment is to locate the 3 pages so Gerald can find exactly what he has inherited from his aunt, who seemed to prefer dolphins to people. You have been given a cash advance of $200 and you must find all 3 missing pages within 20 days.
Well, it looks like we're going back to Monkey Maya then.
Yes.
If I go to the database, can we find out more about her? Did I spell her name wrong?
No, it was right. You spelled it right.
I spelled it right?
Yes.
Adeline. Just want to double check. Okay. Well, I know of 2 places where there's dolphins, but maybe... Monkey Maya and SeaWorld near the Gold Coast in southern Queensland. Keep going. Monkey Maya. Yeah. So, if we're looking for 3 pages, I know where 2 are probably going to be. It's not very well designed that we've done Monkey Maya like 3 times in a row.
No, it's not.
August 1st, it's July 12th, so I've got plenty of time. Bus. Wouldn't it be nice if the bus actually only cost $76 to go to Monkey Maya? Because I bet you it doesn't now.
No, not now. Now it'd probably be like a couple hundred or something.
I think that's a Land Rover Defender. I know what I said. Floating in a cork bottle near the shore, you find page 2 of Adeline's will. You are too polite to read it, but you notice a tiny chip of opal in the bottle. Ah.
Broom.
So, no, broom's not opal. It's pearls.
Okay, whatever, go.
Have another try. It's really famous because they all live under the ground because it's too hot.
I can't remember. Coopedi. Okay. Now I remember just because of the movie.
Get out of my country. What movie?
Priscilla, Queen of the Desert.
Sorry, what movie was that one?
Priscilla, Queen of the Desert.
And who stars in this movie, Jessica?
I wonder.
No, tell them. They don't know. Well, a couple of them do.
Probably a couple of them.
But tell them.
I can't remember his name right now. You got me too...
I got her plum frazzled.
Hugo Weaving.
Hugo Weaving, Guy Ritchie.
Guy Pearce.
Guy Pearce, yeah.
Guy Ritchie is the director that was married to Madonna.
Right, whatever.
And I can't remember Bernadette's name.
That's the older one, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he's like an Australian actor. I don't think
he's
he was,
not.
Isn't he?
No,
Is he
not.
American?
No, he's British. I'm pretty sure he's British.
Or is he Kiwi?
No.
So if he's Kiwi, we claim him.
Yeah, I know, but he's not from around here.
Alright. Alright, so we're going to go to... Well, actually, let's double check. Is there any opal anywhere else? Yeah, Cooper Petey's the most famous one. Cooper Petey, the world's largest opal mining centre, where most people live in the cool of underground houses. Opal was first discovered here in 1911. Oh, bloody hell, it's expensive. We're bussing it again, just to save money. What? Once again, this is not a correct path. You could not do that. The only way to get from WA to South Australia is along the Nullarbor Plain.
Something is going to happen.
It is. Something is going to happen. Your little friend Chook has just arrived. He has run away from home again, but is feeling homesick and wants to go home. What will you do? Give him $90 to find his own way. Take him back yourself. You're in charge, Jess. You're the mother.
Probably best to take him back yourself.
Wasting my time, Jessica.
Yes, I know.
It takes 48 hours to get him home and back. Chook's mother insists on cooking you and Chook a baked dinner to celebrate, and his father gives you $500, which just covers the expenses. So I didn't actually get $500.
See? British. Terence Stamp, that's it.
You're not allowed to be correct, Jessica. What's the bus driver's name?
I don't remember.
Yeah, that's
name.
right.
He's the one that ends up with Bernadette.
Yes. He ends the movie realizing he's pretty much gay. Because he likes Bernadette as Bernadette and... I can't remember what his name is.
They say it, they make fun of it because she does not like being called that name. But
Priscilla Queen of the Desert is a really fucking great movie about... they're transvestites, right?
They're drags.
Yeah. Drag queens.
Bernadette is the transvestite. The other two are gay drag queens.
Yeah. It's really funny. If all you've ever seen Hugo Weaving in is Lord of the Rings and...
V for Vendetta.
No, and...
that was his voice.
And what's it called? The Matrix. You watch Priscilla Queen of the Desert and just watch him camp it up.
And Guy Pearce as well.
Yeah.
Considering how... Yeah. Well,
But he's not as fun because he's supposed to be like a drug addict for most of it. So you just feel bad for him. And then he like goes to the bar about halfway through the movie when he's all drugged up. And the guys work out that he's a guy and try and kill him.
No, that's not the bar. He goes... The buses, they're outside around their camping things.
No, I think he's in the bar and he gets kicked out. And then they're all in there drinking. That's what happened.
Keep going.
You're the worst. Oh, I have to go to sleep. I don't have a lot of days left, game. Actually, I do, but... This game's quite easy on the day count, I've found. Wait, which one did I click?
Check out the open lines.
Okay. Nope. When you ask at the post office, you find an elderly lady fitting the description of Adeline has left her umbrella there. The umbrella is quite new, and its label shows that it was purchased in Tasmania. Watch out! Something is going to happen! Pick up a piece of paper that is lying on the ground. On the piece of paper is written a phone number and an address, near where you are now. What will you do?
Ring the phone number?
I didn't know they had phones in Cooper PD.
Oh.
The number is engaged. You ring again and the number is still engaged. You ring 3 more times, the number is still engaged. You ring yet again and there is no answer. You have wasted an hour of your precious time. Thanks, Jessica.
Okay.
So we're going to Tasmania. I assume just Hobart?
Say so. Start there and then...
You have to, yeah. I mean, who wants to go to Hobart? Hobart, the capital city of the island state of Tasmania, the worst state. Site of the Rest Point Casino. I didn't know they had a casino there. And the end of the popular Sydney to Hobart yacht race. I fucking hope so.
No, I was talking about... Comment.
Talking seminal Australian LGBT cinema is also edutainment. That movie is 100% educational. I mean, it's July 17th, so that's 3 days, and then... So it's over 13 days, right?
That would be 15 days.
To August 1st?
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm saving money. I don't know how I'm going to catch a bus across the ocean. So I'm waiting for this. Oh, it turned into a boat.
Oh, okay.
A bus turned into a boat. The mighty boat bus. Wow. So, I was going to say, like, if you look at this, the 2 points about Hobart are a casino and that it's the end of a race. Not a lot going on in Hobart, folks.
Nope.
Oh, I love you, Hobart. My dad apparently wants to move to Tasmania just to get away from people. The casino manager is out when you arrive, so you decide to buy a meal. It is expensive, but delicious. The manager returns 4 hours later and tells you that Adeline has left a document in his safe. After some discussion, he hands over the third piece of the will and tells you that Adeline said she was going north to try her luck at the Diamond Beach Casino. Alright. Oh, and it turned to nighttime. I think you'll find WA is best state, because WA is the largest state. Here we go, Darwin. The capital of the Northern Territory, hit by bombing during World War II and by Cyclone Tracy in 1974. and has the Diamond Beach Casino. Alright. Hopefully the third one's here, because I've wasted a lot of time catching this bus. But I didn't want to waste my money. It's very important that I don't waste my money, to me, for some reason.
Yes.
We should get there on the 23rd. Though, if we get there too late... No, we're fine. That does kind of look like Darwin. That's the governor's house.
That's what it said on the thing. It drops down, the administrator.
Yeah.
Which is the only one to survive. One of few buildings to survive wartime bombing and the cyclone.
The bombing didn't destroy all that much from what I remember.
No, it was Cyclone Tracy that did it.
Flattened it, yeah. So, I used to live in Port Hedland. There is a secret World War II airbase to the south, like over here. We flew Lancaster bombers from there to defend Australia during World War II. That's why they bombed Darwin, because they were trying to find our air bases. And funny story, there's one of the bullets from the planes taken from that airfield. At the end of the war, they basically just got all of the ammunition, all the bombs, all the ammo, and they pushed it into big pits and then set explosives on it and blew it all up. I don't know why. I mean, I thought, you know, ammo could be useful elsewhere.
Yes, they could have used it.
But they decided that blowing it up was the cheaper option, apparently. I believe this is either a 30 cal or a 50 cal round. I think it might be 30 cal. But that was from the aircraft, like, shooting people. And that's a pistol round we found in the one of the banks that they used as a practice range, because they had to have soldiers there to guard it, even though it was super secret. The local town knew all about it, which is Marble Bar.
Okay.
But they weren't allowed to tell anyone. They used to drive to Marble Bar to go get drunk and watch in cinemas. Eventually they had to build their own cinema at the airfield, so the soldiers would stop going to the town. Adeline has been seen here, but she didn't stay long, and as she was ushered out, she yelled that she would rather swim in crocodile-infested waters than spend another dollar here. You can't win them all. Oh no, I'm running out of time. Broome, Darwin is crocodile-infested, but so is Broome. Okay. Yeah, Broome has the crocodile farm. That's Malcolm Douglas owned the crocodile farm in Broome. The original crocodile hunter. Not Steve Irwin.
Did he have the one in Fremantle as well?
I don't know. But
That's
Malcolm,
the one that's Little Creatures now.
Yeah, Malcolm Douglas owned the crocodile farm in Broome, which I've been to. I didn't get to meet Malcolm Douglas, though. He was away that day. But normally if he is there, he walks out and people can meet him. Okay. Obviously they can't do that anymore because he got crushed to death by his four-wheel drive. What are you laughing for?
The way you said that.
You're rude.
Come on.
I'm drinking. So we might be going to Broome. See if there's any other references. Kakadu National Park. Because that says beware of crocodiles when swimming. But I don't know if that's... if there's any towns... Watch out! Something is going to happen! You notice something stuck with chewing gum to the bottom of your foot. What will you do? Throw it away, see what it is.
See what it is?
It's a tax refund check made out to you for $14.
Ah, you get $14.
What? That's not how our tax returns work.
No, it's not. Kakadu's up the top there.
Yeah, I guess we're going to Kakadu then.
Well, we're only in Darwin, so it's not that far.
It's close. Kakadu National Park, Australia's popular top-end national park where tourists are warned to beware of crocodiles when swimming. That's true for anywhere on the north of WA, the north of Queensland, and like the north of the Northern Territory. Saltwater crocodiles live all across the top. Let's go by car.
Okay then.
We saw crocodiles today. little baby ones.
Yes, we did.
I thought they were alligators. They had pointed snouts. I really think they are little baby alligators. And
It said saltwater crocodiles on the things there.
Well, you have to believe what the sign says.
Are you going to read what it says about...
Already did.
Oh, yeah.
So we got go barramundi fishing, go sightseeing at Nuralangi, look for clues in Jabiru, cruise the Yellow Water Lagoon. Well, crocodiles do attack people who are barramundi fishing, but I suppose maybe the lagoon? No. The fishing guide remembers the charming old lady and shows you a piece of paper he found in the bottom of her fishing creel.
After...
What's a fishing creel?
No.
It is the 4th page of the will. Ta-da! Congratulations, you have found the 3 missing pages. I was pushing it a bit closer, but still. The 3 missing pages of the will. Gerald Germsquasher is so pleased with your efforts he sends you 12 bottles of vitamin C tablets. With the bottles there is a short note which is neatly addressed to Darth. The note says that Gerald has inherited the sum of... but you can't read the actual amount because the end of the note has been torn off. Alright. Fair enough.
Ah, okay. A creel is a type of basket.
I would not go fishing in a basket in crocodile-infested waters for barramundi. Crocodiles eat barramundi. Where there are barramundi, there are crocodiles.
Alright. You have been given a contract by Australian Geographic magazine to take photographs of 5 Australian surfing spots. You will be paid $150 for each of the locations, and your deadline is January 19.
It's December 22.
So it's about a month.
Yeah.
Bundaberg.
So,
I'll
can you
write
write
them.
them?
Alright.
This does sound like a cool task, and it's actually probably something that's legit. Obviously, the Gold Coast is probably going to have surfers as well, I think.
Yeah, that'll be,
Byron Bay.
Yep.
Gotta find 5, right?
Yes.
Margaret River.
Yes, that's definitely one there.
Margaret River is also famous for its winery. It's got lots of vineyards in that. Apparently Margaret River, like a bunch of vinologist scientists, Vinrons, worked out the closest approximation to places in like Italy and France and all that.
Yes, he did assume that.
What? Oh, I get it now. Shut up.
Keep going.
A bunch of Vinrons discovered, like, they worked out that Margaret River had like a similar climate and soil conditions to places where famous wines are grown in Europe. So that's why they decided to put plants there.
Okay.
Whereas the Swan Valley where we live was just because they needed a place that they could do winery, and that was, you know, it was suitable, but it's not like ideal. Apparently Melbourne.
Near the Yarra River.
Newcastle.
Okay.
So have we got more than 5?
No, that is 5.
Well, let's see if there's any more. Yeah, well, that's Perth. It says windsurfers. So I don't think Perth's going to count. Victor Harbour.
Alright.
Alright. So that's 6, right?
Yes. When we start, since we're so close, so I need to start with... No, we're in Melbourne, right?
We're already in Melbourne,
Well, then
so...
start Melbourne. Yarra...
No.
Bells Beach.
Bells Beach? No. I guess Melbourne's probably not going to count, but we might as well... Yeah.
Alright.
Okay, so Melbourne's out. So, actually, we'll go big map. So, Adelaide was one, right? Newcastle? So I said it was south of Adelaide?
Yeah.
Oh, no, there's Newcastle.
Oh, there's Newcastle right there. Newcastle, Gold Coast. No, Gold Coast
No,
wasn't even on there.
No, Newcastle, Byron Bay.
Yeah.
Bundaberg?
Yes.
So, what's the other one?
Margaret River and Victor Harbour.
Alright. So, well, that was the one south of Adelaide, was Victor Harbour. And Perth. 'Cause There's no Margaret River down here, even though Margaret River is quite far away from Perth.
Yes.
Well, let's go to Newcastle. Oh, clicked off the thing. Newcastle, a major port and industrial city with a long tradition of steel making. Within easy walking distance of the city centre is Nobby's Headland and popular surfing beaches. Alright, so definitely... That's so much.
You've got $8,000 there. Just go by car.
Yeah, but... Yeah, okay, go back up.
Go the middle ground.
I'm just so desperate to save money. Oh, I got there at night. Alright, so... BHP Steelworks. A swim at Nobby's. Wait. Visit the Maritime Museum. See the Black Butt Reserve. Also, oi. You dive into the water and are badly stung by blue bottles, also known as Portuguese man-o'-wars. You are taken to hospital for observation. The doctor is a surfer and says you should have been here yesterday. The surf was great. So, does that mean this isn't the place?
Must be.
Because I didn't get a photo taken.
No. There's still 5 other places.
Maybe I should check the other ones just to be... The manager of the museum took some great photos yesterday. It was her day off. You persuaded her to sell you some of the best ones for $100. So there we go. Now we got a photo.
Okay.
So
that was Newcastle.
Yep. So Byron Bay.
Yes.
Look, the only innuendo there is that you can buy Nobby's salted nuts. Delicious.
That's actually where they would come from, isn't it?
I don't know where Nobby's salted nuts come from. I assume they come from Nobby.
Just click the button.
Boop, boop. Look, you hand them to me, wife. At the Mad Dog Surf Centre, you find out there have been fantastic waves out at the Cape. Well, I guess that's probably the lighthouse.
Yeah.
When you get to the lighthouse, the wind has gone on shore and the waves have disappeared. The locals will say, you should have been here yesterday. Oh, great. On the way back to shore from your scuba trip, you notice that the pass is protected from the onshore winds and all the top surfers are there. You stop the boat and take a great photo of Worry Wayne Waxhead in action. Right. I don't know whether that's a fake name or not.
To the Google.
Yeah, that's about the where Nobby's nuts come from.
Yeah.
So what was the next one? Bundaberg, right?
Bundaberg, yeah.
Byron Bay, Bundaberg.
Yeah.
We've got so much time. Oh. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Our present is we get to go on a bus. Look, it's that knobhead again. Watch out, something is going to happen. A cigar-shaped light descends from the sky and there's strange sounds and flashing lights. What will you do?
Run away.
Oh, apparently that was just it.
Oh, doesn't waste any time.
You ran away. Correct. Okay. Visit Hinkler House Museum. Check the rum distillery. Picnic on Fraser Island. That's near the water. Waddy Point is pumped. You grab your camera. Take some terrific shots. Waddy Point must be a person. So I wonder if I type surfer. It's windsurfers. So yeah, it's south of Adelaide. So that's our next one. So Waxhead. Oh, okay. I thought there might be Waddy in there as well, but I guess not. Time to go to Adelaide. Adelaide, one of Australia's smallest state capitals, set on a narrow coastal plain between the Mount Lofty Ranges and Gulf St. Vincent. One of its best-known buildings is the city's festival centre. Not a lot to say about that place, eh?
No.
Let's just go for a drive. Boop, boop. Also not a correct path.
None of
Actually, no, that might be a bit better. Watch out, something is going to happen. Wendy Telltale Games, tells you that Godfrey Gung-Ho, who has been testing a weird new form of aircraft, told her that he tried to drop in on you yesterday to pay you back the $500 he owed you, but you ran away.
Okay.
Oh, that was the
cigar-shaped thing, but did you know
you made me run away.
Yeah.
You made me run away from $500.
Alright, well then you can find him, can't you?
No! They're just like random events. Festival Centre, travel down to Victor Harbour. Okay. You are lucky. A rare southwesterly swell has just arrived and you get some top photos.
Alright then.
So the other one was Margaret River.
Margaret River, yeah.
So we can only hope that Perth somehow has Margaret River in it, which it absolutely does not. Perth, the capital city of Western Australia on the Swan River, so named because it's full of swans, which is popular with sailors and windsurfers. Nearby Fremantle hosted the America's Cup in 1986. We got so much time. So unless we get this really wrong, we're set. And for once, we actually travelled the right path. Alright, investigate. Scarborough Beach. Take a travel to Rottnest Island. Drive down to Fremantle. Visit the Wacker. Well, Scarborough might have. Scarborough Beach is as flat as a pancake. You should have been here yesterday, the locals say. You hear that the swell is up out on the reefs. What reefs?
Rottnest. Rotto or Fremantle?
There's no fucking reefs at either of those places. Not real reefs.
Not big ones, no. But it'd be enough to make waves.
Watch out. Something is going to happen. On the ground in front of you is an unmarked black chest. It is not locked. What will you do?
Open it.
It is full of gold coins, antique vases, and treasure. The percentage given by the National Museum as a finder's reward is $880. Congratulations. How?
Same.
One of the reefs off Rotto is packed with surfers, and you get the best shots yet. Yeah, I could see surf happening off Rotto, but I don't think there's reefs out there. Not real reefs.
Alright, well that's those done.
That makes 5 locations, Darth. You send the photos into Australian Geographic, who are so delighted that they give you an extra $100 each for the photos. You receive your final payment of $1,250 for completing the task, plus your $100 for each bonus points left, adds $2,250 to your bankroll. Profit.
10 grand.
You have finished this game, and you will now go on to the next game. Every time I read that, I get worried that I've actually beaten the full game. There we go.
Terry Talkalot, the host of a nationwide radio show, recently conducted on-air telephone interviews with some outback families. He wishes to make further contact with these people, but he has no idea where 4 of the families live. Your task is to take the tapes of the interviews and find these families whose surnames are Mackay, whatever, Hughes, who might live near Alice Springs, Albertini, and White. You are given an advance of $200 by the radio station out of a total fee of $1,400, and you must finish by June 1st.
Alright, so write down their names. So I'm probably going to have to look them up. Oh, my chest. Ugh. Gross.
Albertini.
Well, no, I was going to say start in the correct order, but alright.
White.
McKay.
Okay.
And Hughes. And right next to Hughes, Alice Springs. Because that's a hint. Like, we can use that.
Yeah.
The other ones I'm going to search for them in the database. So White's one of them. Little White Church. Oh, it's an Eastern Quoll. They're not as good as Quackers, though. No. Albertini?
Yes.
Nothing. What was the other one?
Okay.
Okay. Alright. Well...
Do you want to start with Alice Springs since it's a place that we...
Yeah, Alice Springs is mentioned, so... Oh, hang on. Before we go to Alice Springs, let's check the map. Just in case, because he said it was somewhere near Alice Springs, so it could be Uluru. But we might as well go to Alice Springs and start there.
Yeah.
Alice Springs, one of the only large towns in Central Australia. Many tourists visit this town on their way to outback sites. Drive by car. I swear I know what car that is. Like, I think that's a real Australian car.
Not a Datsun, is it?
thought it might be a Torina or the Leyland.
I have no idea about that one.
See the Telegraph Reserve, walk down the main street, check out the local hotels, walk down to the Todd River. You see a family picnicking by the riverbank. It is the Hughes family, and yes, they are the ones you were looking for. They insist that you stay on their property overnight. Alright, well, we found one of them.
Okay.
White, McKay, and Albertini. Isn't there mountains like that are sort of McKay?
Maybe. I don't know.
Albertini. White.
Albertini sounds Italian.
Outback families.
We got tapes of the interviews. How are we supposed to?
Well, we're just taking the tapes to them for some reason.
Well, we have plenty of time.
Yeah, well, we don't really.
Yeah, we do. June 1st? We're in April. April, May, June.
Oh. You know I can't do months, Jessica.
You can't even barely do days.
McKay didn't even pop up in the database as well. I mean, it says Outback Town, so maybe I've just got to guess. Wait.
Birdsville? Is that Outback Town, yeah?
Yeah, Mount Isa. Or
Broken Hill? Kalgoorlie.
Yeah. Let's go to Normanton. Well, I'm really confused. This one feels like it's actually just you're gonna have to, like, guess what Outback Towns. Because we're not getting any actual information. I was say, yeah, Outback Town covers pretty much all of it.
Yeah, unless it's a city, yes.
Normanton's small town in the southwest of the Cape York area, known for its unusual old railway service, the Gulflander, which has been in service since 1891. So I think we were federated in 1901, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's before we're actually technically a country. Mount Isa. The most important commercial and industrial centre in northwest Queensland, including one of the biggest silver lead mines in the world. That doesn't sound like an outback town.
No, it doesn't.
Normington does, though. Let's go by bus. It's so cheap. I guess that's the Gulflander. Oh, that looks like in a different colour, actually. I actually prefer this colour, but people wanted me to play on the darker one because it's easier to look at.
Yeah, take that. I was just looking at that for a second. That was just too much.
It's a bit bright.
Yeah.
Look at the purple pub, travel on the Gulflander, walk along the Landsborough Street, see the old Qantas terminal. What happened to the Qantas terminal? I mean, if it was Ansett, I'd know what happened to it.
Yeah.
We had two national airlines for a while. Qantas, which is the one with the kangaroo on it, and Ansett. What was their symbol? It was just an A, wasn't it?
I don't even remember. It's been so long since I've seen it.
I think Ansett had like an A with like wings on it or something. But yeah, Ansett went bankrupt, and essentially Qantas just took over.
Now we have Jetstar and Virgin.
Bad luck finds some help for people, but no one recognises the voices or surnames. You go into the post office. The postmaster knows of the family called White, who she is sure were recently on a radio show. They have gone up to Weeper looking for work. Alright. Just check here. Alright, so we're going up to Weeper. Let's drive there. Beep beep. That kind of car would not get you up that high in the Northern Territory. Oh, look what it is.
Ah.
I didn't know they had them in Queensland. Oh god, I forgot their bloody names now. A haul pack. That's it.
I only know dump truck.
No, it's a haul pack. In Australia, they're called haul packs.
Okay then.
I've got photos of a haul pack. This one doesn't look very big. The haul packs on the WA mine sites, the iron ore mine sites, are huge. There's a photo of my dad in a four-wheel drive when he used to work there. The four-wheel drive doesn't come up to this part of the wheel.
Well, just remember, I've driven past road trains carrying just the wheels.
Yes. You can't carry... The haul packs can't drive up north because they're too heavy and too big. They destroy the road. And they're too heavy to actually be taken on the back of a trailer by themselves.
Yeah,
so they get broken apart and then they all get put back together again. And sometimes the biggest wheels can only go one at a time on the back of a trailer because they're too big.
They're too big and they're too heavy to weigh down the trailer. Haul
packs are amazing vehicles. Giant things.
And they have ladders like you can see on the side there. That's like a...
Yeah, it'd be a huge ladder.
Like a balcony sort of thing.
They're actually so big that full drives on the mine sites have to have huge flags up the back.
So they can be seen.
Because if you're too close to the front of the haul pack, there's no way for the driver to see you. And we have had incidents of people being run over by a haul pack and being killed. And that's all, like, you can't survive that. There is no way you get run over by a haul pack and roll out of the car and live. You will die. And the driver will not know that he's done it either.
No, because it's so big, isn't it?
Yeah, the car just goes under the wheel and it's like he just thinks he hit a rock.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of like safety and tutorials about, do you see a haul pack? Can the haul pack see you? Get the fuck out of the way, you dumb shits. They're amazing. Go and inspect the mine, take a fishing trip in the Gulf, talk to the local police, hitch a ride in a truck.
Talk to the police, they might know something.
The police are certain that they know the people you're looking for. They take you out in the police four-wheel drive and run off the road into a table drain. No one is hurt, but the four-wheel drive is a write-off, including the radio, and you have to walk back into town, which takes 4 hours. The cops just fucking crashed!
Hitched a ride in a truck.
What idiots! The truck driver knows these people called White and drops you off at their house. Yes, they are the people you are looking for.
These are not the people you are looking for.
These are not the droids you're looking for. Please leave. Alright, so... Well, that's Alice Springs, Normanton, and Weipa crossed off. Birdsville, I suppose?
What about Darwin? No, it's a big town.
That's not an outback town. That's a city. That's not going to count. I think Berk's our next step.
You keep off-clicking.
Yeah, well, if you click... It's designed so if you click anywhere else but the right menu, it'll take you off. I might as well bus it. This is a bull bar or a rhubarb. Rhubarbs are normally smaller. Buses that travel through the outback need to have bull bars on the front because kangaroos will hop into the road and a kangaroo can do enough damage to the front of a car to destroy it. So you got to have big ass bull bars to hit them. Funnily enough, trucks also have bull bars, obviously. A camel will not be stopped by a bull bar. A camel and a truck equals the camel's dead, but so's the truck. And I know this because I've been at a petrol station with a truck driver who was very unhappy because he had to have his truck towed into the petrol station
because he hit a camel.
Because he hit a camel and it had wrecked his truck.
And considering that we are the main supplier of camels for the world...
Yes. If you see a single hump camel, it most likely came from Australia. Possibly from Western Australia.
I like that. Furry cannonballs.
Well, I don't know whether it's at wombats, because wombats also destroy cars.
Yes.
A wombat, if it crouches to the ground, is so muscular and heavy that it'll wreck your car.
Yeah, you'll go straight over the top.
You'll kill the wombat, but it'll fuck your car up. The policewoman on duty hears the tapes and is sure that one of the people sounds like a clerk at the courthouse whose name is Eldo Albertini. You speak to Mr. Albertini, the clerk at the courthouse, but it isn't the Mr. Albertini you are looking for. He has never even heard of Terry Talkalot. You play him the tapes and he suggests that you contact his twin brother Reno, who used to live here, but just recently got a new job at the Western Plains Zoo.
Okay.
What a butt. Oh, it's going through all of them. I can't get it to stop. Okay. The Zoological Gardens, no. Dubbo. We're going to Dubbo. Because that's a real town name. Dubbo, a large regional city on the Macquarie?
Yeah, Macquarie.
River. Apart from its historic buildings such as the old courthouse, the region is noted for agricultural products. I.e., there's nothing. Stop asking questions.
You could have just gone by plane. It was $60.
No! Watch out, something is going to happen. You come across a tomcat stuck up a pole outside an ice cream shop. What will you do? Pass me my foot rot flats. Oh. I present to you a tomcat. This is something Australian people will know a lot about. Foot Rot Flats is a New Zealand comic.
Because it has lots of sheep.
Yeah, bloody Kiwis in their sheep. You can see where I've coloured it in. It's really famous in Australia and New Zealand. We all grew up with this in our toilet as reading material. And horse is the epitome of a tomcat. I know what I would do.
It's this seat. It's not me.
I want you to tell me what to do.
Throw a brick at him.
Yes. You missed the cat, you missed the pole, you don't miss the plate glass window at the ice cream shop. It's either $500 or the police. You pay for the window. Jessica, how dare you? That's $1,000.
You said yes.
$1,000 you've lost me.
You pick next time then.
You asked for Reno Albertini, and he turns out to be the Mr. Albertini on the tape. Excellent. We found 2 of them. No, we found 3 of them. So there's only one left. McKay.
McKay.
Oh, where could he be? I mean...
Kalgoorlie? We haven't tried there yet.
But I mean, there's Tenuta. Do they count?
Why don't you look them up and see what the details say about them? Because it'll tell you if it is actually a small town.
Tenuta, a small town in the Barossa Valley, Australia's most famous wine-producing area. The German influence in this area is seen as many of its shops and Lutheran churches. I don't even know what a Lutheran church is.
Lutheran.
Thredbo? The fuck name is that, Eastern States? One of the country's many popular snowfields. Oh, is that the place where the snow accident happened?
Yes.
Oh, I feel bad now. That was at the resort town, right?
Thredbo, yes.
Was it actually that town?
Yes.
Oh. Well, you tell them about that.
I don't know about the whole thing. I just...
Don't you remember were you sure it's there?
Yes, I remember the name. Thredbo.
Well, I'm going to feel dumb if you're wrong, though. So I wanted you to be dumb and say it.
Well, I don't know, so I can't say something I don't know.
They had an avalanche at a resort town. Apparently this one. A bunch of people died. Their houses all got crushed. I think there was like one of them survived for like 48 hours or something, buried in the house with like broken legs and that.
Okay.
That was in the early 90s. I mean, I don't think that counts as Outback. I think that's like getting too close to being... Like, Outback to me is like out here in the desert, not...
Talking about bad things, there was Port Arthur on there too.
Yeah, I talked about that last time. And you know, how America could fix a problem.
Yes.
Was it a land? No, I'm pretty sure it was snow, not soil.
It would have been snow.
I'm really sure it was snow. What do I know? He lives in the Eastern States.
Yeah, whatever. Alright, so where are we going?
I was going to go to Broken Hill. Yeah, that sounds outbacky. Since I lost $500, I'm going by bus. No one around here even seems to listen to the radio. Bad luck. You find some helpful people, but no one recognises the voice of the surnames. Ah. We might be in the right spot, Jess.
Yeah.
Nothing around here gives you any clues. Have you tried using the keyword Outback? Ah, okay. That's the keyword. Alice Springs, we've been there. A dingo, a wild dog brought to Australia by Aboriginal settlers thousands of years ago and still common in the outback areas like Alice Springs. Dingoes have a jaw strength that is so strong they can crush a kangaroo skull in one bite.
Okay.
Guess what has a similar strength to a kangaroo skull?
Humans.
Yeah. Dingoes are also nearly extinct in some technicality because most of them now, I think at least in WA, have been bred with normal dogs.
Yeah.
Even in the wild.
Isn't that what we have at the zoo?
Yeah. No, they're real dingoes at the zoo.
Oh, they're real dingoes at the zoo. Okay.
But a lot of the wild ones
Half.
they've got normal dog in them because people up just let their dogs go. Like farmers and that, ranch owners, station owners. One way to tell is if the dingo has floppy ears. Because dingoes have to have pointed ears to be a dingo.
Okay.
So if it's got floppy ears, it's got some normal dog in it. Okay. And a dingo could be a pet. Yeah. I mean, we do that a lot. A dingo could be raised as a pet, but like a purebred dingo would always be aggressive. You'd have to take a long time to breed out the aggression, and by then it would be a dingo dog hybrid. Anyway.
Yeah.
But they're really cool. No, they were brought by Aboriginal people up to 20,000 years ago. So they're pretty close to being native. Goodfellow Roofer, that's Alice Springs again. Okay, Kalgoorlie's being marked as outback.
See, I kept saying it.
You did.
We've won Normanton, so that's...
And Burke.
And Burke.
Alright, so...
Kalgoorlie.
But I don't want to go there. I was born there. It smells.
Go bus. There we go.
Yep.
Go to Hay Street.
No. They don't know the joke, Jess.
No, they don't.
Hay Street is one of the main streets in Kalgoorlie. Kalgoorlie is one of the few towns that in WA, prostitution is still illegal, but brothels are kind of like... Allowed. The cops know where the local brothels are and they bust ones that are really degenerate. But as long as you're not like having sexual abuse, you're not like having sex slaves and shit like that, they're actual willing people there, and they're not spreading diseases, the cops tend to just keep an eye on them. And Hay Street has a long history of legitimate huge brothels, because obviously minors, they need something to do.
Yes, they do.
And you can go there today, and there are active brothels with active brothel workers there. And you can get tours from madams, such as Mrs. Langtree. Although I don't think
still alive?
I don't think she does tours anymore. Yeah, and when I was about 16, I was on Hay Street because I had to go meet my dad. And one of the lovely ladies offered me some things. I suspect that that's what WA's essentially done. I think they don't want to change the law, but essentially the cops treat it as if brothels are fine as long as they're sort of known about and they're not secret and the cops can come and check on them. But if they catch someone on the street, they arrest them. So yeah, the brothel worker offered to do some things.
To 16-year-old you.
Yeah, and I was a nerd, and the idea of a woman even looking at me made me very upset.
Alright, let's go investigate.
So I legged it.
Paddy Hannon.
Paddy Hannon, yeah. You won't see Hay Street here though. Funnily enough, they don't have the super pit either. You think that would actually be it? I think maybe the Golden Mile might be a road that goes around the super pit. But yeah. No one helpful. Nope. You can't believe your luck. Your mind tour guide is the Mr. McKay from the tapes. This is too easy. You have found the 4 families, Darth. You ring the radio station and they put your check in the mail straight away. You receive your final payment of 1,200 plus your extra 1,000. Bonus. You have finished this game and you will go on to the next game.
A message on your fax, okay, what is this? Tells you to contact the Chateau Also Winery. They want you to recover 6 fine old bottles of wine which were sent by accident to the wrong customers in each of the 6 Australian state capitals. The bottles were from the seasons of 1976, 1977, 1978, 79, 80 and 81. You were given an advance of $1,000 and you have 18 days to find all 6 bottles, after which you will receive another $500.
No, there are no churches on Hay Street. Just brothels and pubs. I think Kalgoorlie has 6 pubs, last I remember.
Probably.
That's, you know, it's a town of only a couple, like 10,000, 12,000 people. It's probably actually more than that now.
I could probably ask some people, because I know some people that I work with that have family there or used to live there.
Kalgoorlie has more pubs than what any town should. And they're all, like, really close to each other, too. I don't know. Well, I know why.
And they have one of the only KFCs outside of Perth, other than Geraldton.
Well, didn't they open one in Karratha? Or has that been closed down now?
I'm pretty sure there's only the 2.
No, there was Karratha for a while. It was opened by Yum.
Yeah, but yeah.
And the other one that was out there was Port Hedland. But that got closed down. The rumour in Port Hedland when I lived there was that it got too much food poisoning. Turns out it was actually that we stole too much from them. And they decided never to come back. This one's going to be easy. Let's check the map. Where are we? We're in Tenuta, so we just go to Adelaide.
Yeah.
6 pubs is too many when they're all on the same street.
Yeah.
That's just the 6 main pubs as well. So, Adelaide, Melbourne, Hobart, Brisbane, Perth.
Darwin.
Darwin's not a state. Capital.
Well,
6 Australian states, capital cities.
okay, we'll just double check count the 6 then.
Adelaide, Hobart, Sydney, Brisbane, Perth.
So it's counting Darwin then.
It can't be. Western Australia,
6.
South Australia. There's those 3. And that one. I must have miscounted.
Yeah.
Adelaide, Melbourne, Hobart. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you
Sydney,
miscounted,
Brisbane,
yeah.
Perth. Yeah.
There we go.
So I told you. Told you it's a territory, Jess.
Okay, yeah, I know
Wrong.
it's a territory, but I was making sure you were counting them correctly and they weren't actually including it in that.
If that'd be. It's supposed to be an educational game, Jess. If they accidentally included that.
I know.
So we have 6 states, 2 main territories, and there's also smaller territories as well. Because there's Christmas Island that's a territory.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why our flag has 6 stars on it, even though there's more spots than what you'd think. What's a Victoria? Isn't that a place in England? Pretty sure I think that's an age in England. The Victorian age.
It's a person. It's Queen.
She probably smells.
It's also a posh spice.
Probably.
What?
That was good. I like that one. That's a posh spice.
Who doesn't actually live there anymore?
No, well, would you?
What? No, they live in LA, I think.
Festival Centre, Victor Harbour, Zula Trigadas, I think Festival Centre. Oh, let's click. Nope. A young woman in a kayak on the lake tells you that she was talking about wine with a rich old chap in a Canadian canoe yesterday. He was going to fly to Broome today to be married in his hometown early next month. Oh, wait. Are they not in their proper places?
Oh, so we got to go to each of the things and then find someone who's talked to someone and then go somewhere else.
I've only got a few days as well.
So we have to go to Broome. If we go to Broome, then...
Well, no, write Adelaide and then Broome next to it. Because Broome's like really far away.
I know, but we still got to go to Perth, which means we...
Yeah, but that means
that
means going across and then up and then down and you're back.
All right.
You might as well go
Hold on a second.
Melbourne and Hobart and...
Adelaide to Broome. All right.
All right, Melbourne, which isn't the largest one like I thought it was. You know what? I'm spending a bit of money. Getting a little plane there.
A little bit green on me.
Security officer says that one of the members, Sirios, is a Greek.
Mm-hmm.
I won't use the word that we actually call Greeks because it's offensive and racist, is a wine expert. Cyril comes from Geelong. Pretty sure Geelong is in Melbourne, isn't it?
I think so.
The Geelong Cats.
Yeah, I think so. It should be.
Oh, I guess it's not. Is Geelong... Oh, apparently.
Alright.
I might as well just go to Geelong. It's right here.
Yeah.
Let's just go by car. Oh, I didn't check what Geelong was.
Oh, okay.
Geelong... What?
Apparently I'm dead now.
Yeah, for making that Victoria Spice joke.
Yeah.
Geelong, Victoria's largest regional city... Wait. Oh, regional. Okay. So that means not the capital. It means city outside of the capital. Is situated on Corio Bay. Its many fine buildings include the TNG clock tower with 2 life-size rural figures which strike the hour. I guess a bloke and a woman ringing a bell. Mm-hmm. Geelong don't got a lot going for it, eh?
No.
Play golf at Queen's Park. Oh, wait. What did he say? Wine, it comes from... Oh, he just comes from Geelong. Okay. Nope, don't want to go to a new place. No investigate. Buckley's Falls. Oh, that brings it up. Sometimes Australians use the phrase, you've got Buckley's chance, to mean that you have no chance of doing something. And apparently it comes from the fact that there was an escaped prisoner whose last name was Buckley. And, like, there was no way he could escape. They were going to hunt him down, and there were so many of them. But he did escape. So having Buckley's chance means you're going to get away. In the clubhouse, after a round of golf, you meet Cyril Syros. He has been trying to get rid of the bottle of Chateau Elso 1981 ever since it mysteriously turned up at his office. It cost you $35. I have to pay for it? Bloody heck. Alright. Down to Hobart. Which is also a place to avoid. Alright, spend a bit of money to get there real quick. Because we're just going to have to go somewhere else. On one of the yachts, you meet Alina Stock. She is a wine dealer, and she happily sells you the bottle of Chateau Elso 1980 for $40. Alright. So apparently not all of them are going to be in the wrong spots.
No.
Sydney's next. Which, as we learned last time, is the largest of the cities. It actually costs more to go by car.
Go by plane, it's 4 hours.
It's a lot of money, though, Jess.
I know that, but you don't have time.
I do have time. I've got 16 days.
Still, if you've got to go, like, say, to Broome and that...
Yeah, I suppose. The reception tells you that he received a bottle of Chateau Elso 1977. You may have it, but it will cost you $100, and it will take 24 hours to replace. Great, so I'll lose a day and $100. This is costing me a lot of money here. So, Brisbane's the next stop.
Yeah.
Brisbane's a place that you do want to go. It's a lovely place.
Ah, cross-channel ferry. Okay.
That makes sense, actually. The game's taught me another thing. I'm a learning here, Jess.
Yeah.
I'm being edutained. Fuck, I need to save money. I'm bussing it. I've already had to spend a lot of money. I'm not liking it. This game's... no one there. When you get to the Lone Pine, the manager says that he wondered why a bottle of wine had been delivered to a koala sanctuary. He also says that he sent it to his mum, Mabel, who lives in Bundaberg. He sells you a toy koala for Bugger off!
Now you gotta go to Bundaberg.
And I got a stupid toy koala.
Yeah.
Koalas. Covered in chlamydia. That's a fact you can learn. Not even kidding about that either. Alright, let's go. We got plenty of time. We're good. It's only 7 hours.
Okay.
At the reptile park, you find a lady called Mabel selling tickets. She tells you that tomorrow is her birthday and her son has sent you a nice bottle of wine from South Australia. You offer $50 for the bottle of wine. She accepts the money. You have the bottle from 1976. Yeah, I'm not kidding. Koalas have chlamydia. Nearly all of them. It's a sexually transmitted koala disease.
But you can't get it just by holding them, though.
No. It's not our version. I don't think it's our version of chlamydia.
I don't think so.
But yeah, the little dirty bastards all have it. So we're up in Bundaberg. We could go to Broome or to Perth. No, wrong one. Go to a new place. Broome, 9 hours. Whoa. 60 hours. Perth. Oh, Perth's actually further. Let's go to Broome and get another one. 60 hours is 2 and a bit days.
Yeah.
Plenty of time. Plenty of time. This? No. Oh, you could almost do this, actually. It'd have to be more up to Darwin and then down to Broome, though.
Yeah.
You couldn't cross across the middle like that.
Koalas are nature's biggest joke.
Koalas smell as well. Also have very large claws. All those photos you see of people holding them, and they've got like a grimace on their face, that's because the koala's holding back. And koalas are designed to hold onto trees.
Yes.
So they're very good at holding.
Especially when they're asleep, so they need to be able to hold on.
They're also often stoned, because eucalyptus leaves, the way they digest them, gets them high. So that's one of the reasons why they're so sleepy. Because eucalyptus is very poisonous. They need to eat a lot of it. And it takes a long time for their body to digest it, and it makes them high. So they just sleep. Koalas are dumb. They're dumb and stupid. At the church, you find a well-dressed old gentleman making wedding arrangements. He sells you his bottle of Chateau El Sceau, 1978, for $200. He didn't get to be rich by giving things away. These people are nicking my money.
Now we gotta go to Perth.
I might as well just take the bus. I mean, I've already had to spend so much money. And I've still got like double the time, so...
Yeah.
This is also almost right. The inland route sort of does that, but not quite. Yep, koalas are essentially stoned 24/7. We won't tell you about drop bears, because that'll really upset you. So yeah, this is where the Wacker ground. So how many ovals do we have now? We've got the Wacker, we've got Subiaco.
Subiaco and Optus Stadium.
And then you said there was a fourth one being built?
The one in Coburn, they're building one in Coburn, so and the Dockers will be going there.
Why?
We also have Freo Oval, which is where the Dockers are now.
5 then. Because Freo's Perth. Freo's, it's its own city.
It's not as big, and most of the games there are the waffle.
We were at Freo today.
Yes.
We went and had lovely fish and chips.
Well, you had fish and chips. I had chicken and spaghetti.
Yeah, well, it's because you're an idiot.
I don't like seafood.
The ferry captain is a friendly bloke whose hobby is collecting Australian wine. He says that he already had 2 bottles of Chateau El Sceau 1979, so he can have his extra one for nothing. Finally.
Finally, someone's just...
A Perth person does the right thing. Drop bears are 100% real. I have seen people with scars from drop bears. They are a close cousin to the koala, but are not, in fact, koalas. That makes 6 bottles, Darth. You send the bottles back to Chateau El Sceau Winery, who are delighted to have them back again. Well done, Darth. You receive your final payment of $500 for completing the task. I spent more money on just buying the bottles back.
I know.
For each, say, 50... Man, they cut into my profit. Wollongong.
Well, okay, Wollongong, alright. Johnny Tonsils Peterson, lead guitarist and singer with the 1960s rhythm and blues band, the Dapto Honkers, has been offered $10,000 to reform the band for a miners' reunion concert. If you can locate...
Wait. I don't think miners are into rhythm and blues. Country music, yeah.
Whatever. Okay. If you can locate the other 3 original honkers, Long Bob Bebop, bass, Doris...
Bass. He's a fish.
Doris Lightfingers, keyboards, and Harry the Hammer Bisklakov, drums, and persuade them to return to the Dapto Leagues Club for the concert. You will take a 1/5 share of the $10,000.
So
$2,000.
Plus the extra 1,000 from my bonus points.
Yes.
So write down the name Long Bob Bebop. I'm not going to be able to write all of that in, so just Bebop will probably do.
Bebop, Lightfingers, and the Hammer.
Or Doris and Harry. Probably work better.
Okay.
I mean, pub rock is essentially country, but slightly rockier. I mean, that's like Farnham and Barnes. I mean, Cold Chisel as well, or AC/DC. But not rhythm and blues. Possibly the Skyhooks. It was the right kind of bar.
Yeah.
So let's look for Doris. No.
Bebop. The Hammer. That's Harry. Okay, then we just have to search.
Well, that's not... I can't just search the entire bloody country. I mean, it does have names in here. I wonder if they've gone to other concerts. No.
Honkers.
Honkers. Apparently, Dapto's a place.
Mm-hmm.
Is it on the map? Yeah, there's only Dubbo. Definitely no Dapto. Oh, maybe I'll have to investigate around here. Harry and Nails were supposed to play a gig near here, but they didn't show. Alright.
So it said Harry and the Nail, so that would be the Hammer.
Watch out, something's going to happen. You see a sign that says it is forbidden to throw signs at this sign.
Stones at this sign.
Yeah. What will you do?
You choose this time. I've chosen all.
No, you choose. This is your
Throw
job.
a stone.
Yes. A hidden television crew appears. They're filming this week's People in Action clips. Because you were the first person who had enough go to throw a stone. Enough go.
Yeah.
That's a bit weird.
So they can't exactly say enough balls.
Enough nuts, enough fucking chutzpah. You get $260 prize. Oh, that worked out. Sitting sadly under the lighthouse, idly sifting sand through his fingers, is an old boyfriend of Doris. He has been writing to her for years, even though she has never replied, and the last address he had for her was in Tweed Heads, where she was playing at the Leagues Club.
Now you look up lead heads.
Was it L-E-A-D?
I think it was L-E-A-D.
Well, it's lead, but...
Oh, Leagues Club. Tweed Heads, sorry. Tweed.
Yes. Oh, something's happening. Your aunt has been borrowing your car. She's phoned you to let you know that the insurance is due. What will you do? Ask her to pay it for you, tell her you'll pay it later. I had my uncle ask me this before, and when I told him to pay it later, I forgot. And...
Ask them to pay it for you.
Oh, just ended it, apparently. Okay.
Alright, so Tweed Heads.
That's the thing you have on your jackets. Gold Coast. We're going to the lovely Gold Coast. How long have I got? October 12th?
So that's 17 days.
Alright, 14 hours would get me there in the night anyway, so... Apparently they did pay money to see someone throw at the sign, so, you know, you're right. Visit, there we go. While waiting to see the manager, you blow $120 on the poker machines. You wouldn't be able to do that anymore. Poker machines are banned. Like, you're only allowed to have them at casinos. Because they were too addictive. They used to be at pubs and that. And they were like, no more. That's bad.
The only things they have at pubs now is those ones where you get the little cards out and you open them up and see if you won.
Sounds like a scratchy, but lamer.
Yeah.
The manager tells you that Doris no longer works at the club, but says she was talking about a job in Fremantle. Also turns out that another old honker, Harry Biskalov, was playing here just last week with his new rock and roll band, Harry and the Nails, which should be playing at Jupiter's this week. Oh, things are happening. Your aunt forgot to pay your car insurance. She's run into the back of a Fiat. The owner of the Fiat sues you for the cost of his repairs. You have to pay $700. Wouldn't third party cover that, wouldn't it?
It would, yes.
Wouldn't cover fixing your car, but third party insurance would cover that.
Yeah, but there's also whatever the stuff over the top.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know.
What we had to pay for the window.
Yeah. Harry and the Nails did not show up for their gig. The manager at Jupiter has no idea what happened. Oh, great. Check the other places to see whether they're hanging. Oh, more things are happening. A wild-looking man with a painted face and carrying a spear comes up to you. Oh my god, racism. And asking you to spare an hour of your time. Oh, racism, no.
Just say yes.
That's the correct answer. An Aboriginal film crew needs some extras for a dance sequence. You earn $50 and have a great time. Alright, so once again, Harry and the Nails didn't show up. So, Frego's where we're going then. Because that's the only hint we've got for her. Oh.
Yep, but we have to get there.
But there's so much. I'm not going to get that much. Oh, I'm only going to get 2,000 back, Jess.
We'll go by car then.
Alright.
If you're umming and ahhing about the time, between the time and the price, go for the middle ground.
Oh. So there you go. Apparently over East they are still allowed in pubs, but yeah, WA, they're no go. Only the Crown Casino can have it. It's called the Crown, isn't it? Burswood?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's owned by Crown.
Yeah. It was Burswood Casino, but then they bought it out. You check the entertainment venues in Fremantle. At one hotel, a waitress who is an old friend of Doris tells you that she just received a letter from her from Darwin, where she's playing at the casino. You see a poster advertising Harry and the Nails at the Scarborough Beach Hotel 2 nights ago. Did he make it to this event? Harry and the Nails did not show up for their gig. The manager has no idea what happened to them. Right.
Now we gotta go
to Darwin. Holy shit. Bugger it. I've saved up so much money and now I'm having to use it all. I suspect that that's part of the goal. That if you do the early ones well enough, you'll earn a lot of money. And these later ones have you travel long distances in short time. And you've got to burn through your money a bit.
Apparently Harry is actually a version of Henry.
What?
Harry is Henry. I don't know why.
Where did you learn that from?
Prince Harry. His actual name is Henry.
What? Fucking royals. Can't be trusted. It said she was at the casino, so... At the casino you meet Doris, who is over the moon at the idea of the concert, and says she will pack her bags tonight. By the way, she says, I just saw the Hammer just yesterday out at Melville Island. There isn't a boat for a few hours, and you blow $200 in the casino. Damn it, game! Stop stealing my money! So...
But it is possible, yes, it is probably a shortened for Harold as well.
Why can't he just be Harry?
Or it could just be Harry, if that's the name.
You find Harry loafing around on the beach, beating time on a coconut with a couple of sticks. What? What, missing Harold? What's funny about that?
I don't know.
Missing Harold joke.
Oh, he doesn't know.
What?
Neighbours.
Oh!
Harold goes missing for like a long time and then he comes back.
Let me just say, I don't watch Neighbours and I don't watch, what's the other one?
Home and Away.
Yeah, fuck that shit. Was that when he wanted to get more money?
Possibly, I don't know.
I bet that was when he wanted to get more money. When you ask me about the concert, anyway, me and Nails are booked up at the Sheraton at Uluru for a couple of weeks starting tomorrow. Long Bob might be interested, although last I heard he'd given up the music and had a job at the Isa.
So is it Mount Isa?
Possibly.
Harold Holt.
Oh! Alright. Now I get a chance to talk about Holt. Harold Holt was one of the Prime Ministers of Australia. Harold Holt did not serve his entire term because Harold Holt liked going swimming in the water. He'd go for early morning swims. One day, Harold Holt never came back from that swim. We don't know what happened to Mr. Harold Holt. We never found his body. So the options are a Russian submarine came and picked him up and kidnapped him. A Russian submarine came and took him away because he was secretly a communist spy. A Chinese submarine came and picked him up and took him away because he was a communist spy. A Chinese submarine came and kidnapped him. Or the most likely event, he was an elderly man swimming in cold water. A rip got him.
He had a heart attack.
He had a heart attack. Or a shark ate him. I mean, either that or the communist submarines. Somewhere in the eastern states, they actually named a pool after him. Fricks, eh?
Yeah.
Alright, just checking if there's anywhere else that's the Isa. I think it's just going to be Mount Isa. My goal is to make this actually educational. That there will actually be, you know, a fair amount of real facts coming out of this. This is true edutainment. So 18 hours would put it into the night. So we might as well go cheaper and make it that one. It does fit that, you know, yeah, he was a swimmer and he enjoyed swimming and he, you know, happily... I mean, this is a Prime Minister of Australia who went swimming with no guards. There was no, like, none of the... There was no ASIO, there was none of our federal police there. He just went swimming by himself early in the mornings every day. Until the day he didn't.
Yeah. Rotary Mining Museum.
You discover that Bob Bebop did indeed work here, but only until about 6 months ago when he took up playing the bass again and got a permanent spot at the casino in Hobart.
Oh, gotta go to Hobart now.
Well, technically we didn't get the other guy.
Yeah, but he said he was gonna stay in the Uluru.
In Uluru.
So we'll go to Hobart and then we're gonna go back to Uluru.
Well, shouldn't we go to Uluru now?
No, because he said he's gonna be there for 2 weeks.
Alright. Alright. We've got 12 days. I'm saving some money.
Oh, yeah.
Don't look at my wife's butt. It's my Pac-Man. Oh, that's something that's educational, actually. I don't know if you guys have these in other countries. I assume you must do. Like, you put cans in them. I've forgotten what they're called now. Stubby. Stubby holders is what we call them. Huh?
Stubby holder.
Yeah, we call them stubby holders. Because a stubby is a size of can or bottle.
Stubby's a bottle.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, stubby's a bottle of beer. It's a small one. This is to keep them cold, since we drink our beer cold here. Unlike in the United Kingdom. Stop talking from the toilet! God, she's rude. You notice the motel owner carrying a tin of petrol in the motel dining room and acting very suspiciously. The motel burns down. What will you do? Tell the police what you saw, keep your mouth shut and move on. This is Hobart in the 90s. So Chopper Reed lives here. I don't know whether we should tell the cops. Chopper Reed might find out. Education time. Uncle Chop Chop was a murderer that Australians really love. And I'm not kidding. His name was Mark Reed. He was a drug dealer, criminal of, you know, some repute, who killed some other criminals. He didn't kill anyone that was not a criminal, so that typically gives him a pass in Australia. He was sort of like... they call him a toe cutter. Which is the bad guy in the original Mad Max is called Toe Cutter. They're criminals that sort of blackmail and physically torture other criminals to get the money out of them. So he'd like hold up other drug dealers and steal their money and drugs, which made them very angry at him. So when he was in prison, they organized to kill him, and he knew they were coming to kill him. So he got his best mate to cut his ears off, cut the, this bit off. But his best mate wasn't very good at it, so Chopper did it himself. And that got him put in like solitary for a while, and eventually his best mate stabbed him. Didn't kill him, Chopper got out of prison, went back to prison a few times, wrote some books, very popular books in Australia, got turned into a movie, moved out to Tasmania because essentially he was still wanted in Victoria, but the deal was as long as he didn't commit any more crimes, Victoria wouldn't hunt him down because they didn't want him in their prisons because he would stab the other prisoners and, do bad things. So he just stayed in Hobart, or in Tasmania for a while on his little station. We've got a pretty good movie about it, starring Eric Bana.
Who scared the shit out of.
Yeah, and he went and saw Chopper, and there's lovely interview footage of Chopper Reed with a gun, shooting things, and Eric Bana looking like he has wet his fucking pants. We also have the Postcard Bandit, who was a bank robber. Lovely person, apparently. Didn't shoot anyone, never killed anyone. Escaped from Fremantle Prison, which is now closed, through a lovely bunch of things like stealing clothing, dyeing it to look like prisoner uniforms, guard uniforms, running over the roof. And after his escape, he left postcards in towns. He'd rob a bank there, and he'd go to the local cop shop, which we call police stations cop shops. He'd go in there and he'd say hello to the police officer, sometimes take a photo with them, and leave a postcard. He eventually got captured again, got sent to Queensland, escaped from there, got caught again, got put back in Queensland. They spent a lot of money building him a special cell that he couldn't get out of. Then he had to come to WA, and WA said, no, we don't want him. He can serve his time in Queensland, and then Queensland said, no, you're having him. We don't want to spend more money keeping this guy in prison. So I believe he is in WA now, at our prison.
He's probably with my stepbrother.
Yeah. What is it? The Max prison in WA?
What's
it's not Karrakatta, because that's the cemetery.
That's the cemetery.
That's where they go.
Starts with a C.
Yeah, I can't remember what it is. Those are the criminals that we love in Australia, typically because they're charismatic. They don't hurt innocent people, normally. Normally they don't hurt cops either. Obviously, Ned Kelly did. Yeah, Casuarina.
Casuarina, that's
yeah. Ned Kelly did kill cops, and he did injure... I think he killed a couple innocent people. We still love him for some reason. WA has some serial killers we do not love. The Bernies, who did some really dark shit. The male Bernie has died through suicide. The female Bernie will be in prison for the rest of her life. We also had... what's his name? The one with the car. Eric something?
I can't remember. I know I've read all these things. I can't remember.
Yeah. He's not very well liked. He was the last person to be hung in WA. So, we have criminals we love in Australia, and we have criminals we don't love. If they don't hurt anyone and they do cheeky shit, we kind of like them. If they hurt people, we kind of hate the fuck out of them.
What's the one, not the murderer,
Moondine Joe?
Yeah, Moondine Joe.
Moondine Joe, for a little bit more education, is WA's Ned Kelly. Except he didn't shoot cops and he didn't wear armour. He just escaped prison 3 times. His
cell's on display
at Freo prison, yeah. His special
still
cell.
covered in porridge?
That's not his cell.
Who was the porridge one?
The porridge one's the Aboriginal artist.
No, I swear there was one that had
Moondine Joe's cell is the one covered in wood with the dog spikes going the other way.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
So he couldn't get out.
He did though.
He did anyway, but yeah.
Moondine Joe did some minor robbery, like stealing a horse and stuff like that. Lived in the town of Tooje near Perth. He was arrested, escaped Freo prison, was arrested, escaped Freo prison. Tooje has a whole day called Moondine Joe Day. I'll tell the police what I saw. Police arrest the motel owner and charge him with arson. You're required to stay 24 hours to make a police statement. Now, fair enough. Australia has a really odd sort of love-hate relationship with certain criminals. As I said, if they're cheeky, we love them. If they escape from prisons but don't hurt anyone, we kind of love them. Like Moondine Joe. Moondine Joe, one of his escape attempts, which he succeeded at, was he was ordered hard labour. And we're talking about, this is back in the 1900s. Freo prison was open all the way to the 1990s. But it was started back by prisoners from South Australia who were sent to WA to build it.
They built it, yeah.
So we're talking about early 1900s. He was ordered to break stones with a pickaxe. That was his punishment, just all day, just chop, 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 chop. No reason, just break these stones. And he worked out the wall was made from those stones. So if he smacked the wall behind the pile where the guards couldn't see him, he'd still have a pile of dust that looked like broken rocks, but was actually the wall. And as long as he sort of kept the hole behind the big pile, the guards wouldn't ever see it. And they didn't. So he just chopped his way out. I mean, you know, Australia is, you know, essentially mostly criminal. Oh, you can click, yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, we got a note from Harry. Okay, you usually find Long Bob, who instantly agrees to the concert. You and Bob blow 300 and... Fuck's sake! I had 11 grand before this, and I'm only getting 3 grand back.
So have we got everyone?
We've got to go to Uluru.
Oh, that's right. He's still there.
And I've got so much time, I'm going to bust it.
Alright.
So, yeah, WA was originally supposed to be the no prisoner state, the no criminals. But they found out that a bunch of middle class and upper class English people weren't very good at building a city. So we got prisoners sent over from South Australia. But they had to be of the correct criminal kind. They couldn't be murderers or anything like that. So WA had criminals later than the rest of his. He was supposed to be somewhere. Oh, okay, he's going to be on top of the rock, which you can't do anymore.
No, you're not allowed to touch.
You find Harry and give him the note from Long Bob, he turns white and immediately heads off down the dock to book a ticket to Tapto.
Down the rock.
Yep, that's what I said. You've done it again, Darth. The concert is a sellout success. Even Harry turns up. You're invited to play harmonica with the band, and the rage lasts for 4 days. The rage? I haven't heard anyone use that in a long time.
No.
We used to have a show on the ABC called Rage, which was...
It's still there.
Is it?
Yeah, it still goes.
That's the late night, early morning music show. It's called Rage. And it would like have all that
music video
flashy thing and people going, Rage! Pretty great. Look, see, I didn't even get most of my money back.
Finding the Finns. Channel 13 in Adelaide wants to make yet another series of Something is Fishy. However, the Finn brothers, fishermen extraordinaire and stars of the show,
it's Rex,
have gone fishing and can't be found. Channel 13 has posted a $2,000 reward for anyone who can find them.
It's
by
Rex
July
Hunt, Jess.
25. Yes. Are they going to be kissing the fishes, are they?
They better. This is clearly Rex Hunt. Rex Hunt is our famous fisherman. I don't know why I did fisherman. I should have done that around famous. He did lots of television shows where he'd catch fish. He'd like talk about how you catch fish, and he'd pull them in and he'd give them a kiss on the lips and put them back in the water. I really hope Rex Hunt hasn't turned out to be a pedophile or something. I love Rex Hunt.
Is he still alive?
Oh no.
Because he was like in his 50s or whatever when that was going on.
He can't. Don't, Jess.
So you just have to go find fishing to search.
Maybe.
For
well, let's look for Finn. Home Derby. Famous Finn brothers, twins, and the greatest fishermen in Australia, well known for their television show Something is Fishy. Rex Hunt was just Rex Hunt's fishing adventure. Yeah. And for their regular successes in national fishing, so we're going to go to Derby. Because that's where their home is. So, watch out, something is going to happen. You're reading in today's papers about a cash reward for a diamond ring that was stolen by a magpie. When a magpie flying past drops something shiny into a nearby garden, what will you do? Nothing. Go over and see what it is.
See what it is.
While searching through the flowers, you find a $1 coin, but you're also bitten by a spider. You go to the local hospital where they keep you under observation for 24 hours. I mean, correct. It's probably a redback.
Probably. Like the one I had in the car?
Yes. Burn the car down.
No.
Burn the car down.
We need the car.
Don't care. Had a redback in it. Burn the car down. I have to spend my money, Jess.
Yeah, I know.
How long have we got? July 25th? Oh, I've got ages. We're taking our time on this one. Redbacks are like black widow spiders in America. I think they think that black widow spiders came to Australia with tourists from like really early on, and they bred with white tail spiders,
Okay.
and that made the redback.
Okay.
But maybe that's just a myth. I don't know.
We can talk about Derby.
I should think. Derby is a small town which serves as an administrative centre for the West Kimberley region. The prison tree, a large hollow boab, or boab, it's just a boab,
Baobab.
is situated 7 kilometres from town. A boab tree grows upside down.
Okay.
Its roots are in the air. Supposedly, I don't actually know enough about trees to know what. Yeah, but that's what they said about them. Derby's in WA.
Yep.
Wasn't that where they had the riots?
Isn't that Eureka?
No.
that was
Like in the
Spain.
90s, they had like big riots in Derby. Somewhere
I
up
don't
there.
remember. We were like young then.
Apparently, Rex Hunt is still alive and is an ex-sergeant with the Victoria Police. I hope he caught the criminals and gave them a kiss on the lips and let them go.
He probably had to live that joke down.
Look inside the prison tree, check Miles Bore, drive out to Tunnel Creek, see the culture centre. Well,
Creek.
the Finn's property is near Tunnel Creek. You speak to one of the Jackaroos, who informs you that the brothers drove across to Broome when they left here. Jackaroo is like a bushman and a stockman.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I haven't heard Jackaroo used about WA ones, though. They're just people who work. They're like cowboys, but they don't have guns. Well, they might have had rifles.
If they needed to.
Yeah, but they wouldn't walk into town with guns ablazing. They were farm hands who were very poor.
You gotta go to Broome now.
Yeah, well. You can't win them all, Jess. Sometimes you've got to go to Broome.
$20.
I'm going to I can spend a little bit of money. Watch out, something is going to happen. You hear the song Vogue on the radio. The announcer offers a cash prize for the first person to ring in with the correct name of the singer. You ring up and say that the singer is Madonna or Kylie Minogue.
You can say that. I know the answer. You say the right one.
Well, it's Kylie, right? Just tell me. Is it Kylie?
No, it's not. It's Madonna.
Oh, shit. I thought it'd be Kylie Minogue. Vogue, Kylie Minogue.
No. Vogue.
The fuck was that?
The video clip for Vogue. Just press the button.
You're the first person to phone and you have the correct answer. Congratulations, you have won $280. Kylie Minogue is an Australian singer, but I think she's pretty famous overseas, isn't she?
Yeah, she lives in England.
She was on one of the Neighbours or Home and Away,
Neighbours.
but then she got
Charming.
famous. You remember her name? Was her sister on it too?
Danny, no, I'm not sure. She might have gone. I don't think. No,
Isn't also Kylie Minogue like this high?
Kylie's quite short, yes.
Yeah, she's tiny.
Tiny with a booty.
Shh, don't say that. She might hear us.
Well, I like her new song, okay?
An old man fishing on the jetty doesn't know where the fins have gone, but says that they always go to church before setting out on a fishing trip.
Yes, she was Cammy in Street Fighter.
Yes, she was Cammy in Street Fighter, and she is banging in that movie. Yes, indeed, the Finn brothers did attend the church, and it seems that silly old Fergus dropped one of their maps into the collection plate. Perhaps he thought it was a $5 note. No? Our $5 notes are colourful. Like, you couldn't confuse an Australian a note, with anything else but an Australian note. 5s are purple, 10s are blue.
5s are pink.
Pinky purple.
Pink, blue, red, yellow, green.
Yep. Greens are nice. They're $100 notes. And they're all slightly bigger than the last one. So a blind person can tell what note they've got because they can measure them.
No, the new notes actually have braille on them now.
Nice. That's good.
The next note to come out is the 50.
The
bring out the new
Riverina district. You donate $20 to the poor. You live in Broome. Well, I suppose there are poor there. I shouldn't say that. Most of Broome is rich.
She was also the Green Fairy in Moulin Rouge.
How do you remember all this?
And she was in that, remember that the Doctor Who special on the Titanic?
Was she?
Yeah, she was the one who with him, the maid or whatever, the serving chick on the Titanic.
Riverina, the area along the Murray River between New South Wales and Victoria. What town's on the Murray River? That one is Echuca. Alright, so I guess we're going to Echuca then. We've got lots of time, though. Lots of time.
That's what we said.
We said it. We got there. We said it first.
Unless there's just a typing lag.
There is. They're on a slight delay. They're about 30 seconds behind us.
Okay, then.
That's how it works. I don't think our internet's good enough to put it on the no lag option. I think that would cause lots of dropouts.
Alright, investigate. Let's go.
Clues along the river. You mean an old lady who fishes here every day. She remembers you from when you were looking for Godfrey and his balloon. Did I find Godfrey and his balloon? I might have done that in the last stream and I've forgotten. She tells you that the Finns decided to go and try their luck up the Darling River. She sells you a perch. Oh, stop.
You have to buy stuff.
Burke's on the Darling River. Alright, we're going to Burke. Oh, something is happening. You notice a crumpled piece of paper in your pocket. What will you do?
See what it is.
It's an old check made out to you for $20. You won't get that much in Australia anymore. Checks are incredibly out of date here. I've never owned a checking account, nor had a checkbook. Oh, no, wait, I did. For my children's account.
Yeah,
I had
you have
those fake ones. They're not really checks. I mean, you can write them out.
No,
but...
it's like a deposit or withdrawal slip.
Oh, so yeah, it's
That's
not a
what
check
that
then.
is.
Yeah, it's deposit withdrawal. That's different.
The last time I had a check, I think, was from the tax department.
Yeah.
Your taxes.
Or when we did Mum's thing, we got checks for a couple of that.
Yeah, yeah.
But most of the time, it's just bankers' notes and stuff. It's
Or it just gets
direct deposit. Yeah.
Yeah.
The police spent a day with the Finn brothers trying to find some good fishing, but without success. They tell you they headed east to try it. Oh,
The
God.
Macquarie River.
Right, can you remember how to spell that?
Yes. Macquarie.
I remembered.
Dubbo.
Dubbo. We're going to Dubbo. Why would we go to Dubbo? No, not going to Canberra. Wait, Canberra's in here? I didn't think it was. Oh, it is in there.
The ACT.
Yep, the Australian Capital Territory. That's our capital, Canberra. No one likes it. It's the only place you're allowed to buy porn and fireworks, though, legally. Well, XXX porn. I don't know why. I know why I know that, though.
Because you wanted to find it?
Yeah. If you try and buy XXX porn from a sex shop here, they actually get it sent to you from the ACT. Welcome to Australia. We have funny laws. Dubbo jail. That's how we spell jail, by the way. It's not Gaol. It's jail. Drive it to Western Plains Zoo. Inspect the old courthouse. Drive across to Narromine. You find Frank fishing down by the river, but no Fergus. They had a bit of an argument when Fergus accused Frank of stealing one of his fishing maps. That's what he left over in WA. And Fergus went off on his own. Frank has no idea where, but remembers Fergus saying that he was sick of inland fishing and was headed for the nearest bit of coastline he could find. Alright, so we're at Dubbo. Newcastle or Byron Bay. Newcastle was closest, I think.
So we found one.
Let's see if we can find the other one. I mean, I've still got so long. I've got into the next month. BHP, swim at Nobbies, Maritime Museum, Black Rock, swim at Nobbies. After you swim, you speak to some of the local fishermen. They have seen Fergus, but he left for a while ago. They suggest you try to make it down to Wollongong, as there is a big fishing competition there this week. Guess where we're going? Wollongong, this heavily industrialised area, including Port Kembla, forms the third largest city in New South Wales. It's not saying much. We're one of the largest steelworks in the country. Also not saying much, because we don't really do much steel in Australia. We tend to send it to China and buy it back. Port Kembla Steelworks, drive to the Symbio Animal Gardens, check out the lighthouse, go grass skiing at Jamboree. What the fuck is grass skiing?
No idea. But I'm guessing it is what it sounds like.
You're in the right place, but the competition ended just yesterday, and the winner was Fergus. Perhaps you can find the president of the fishing club who lives somewhere in Wollongong. Is he grass skiing? Nope. Keep trying, Darth. The president of the fishing club works at the steelworks. Yes, he knows where Fergus is. He is staying at his house. Alright. At last you have tracked them down, Darth. Frank and Fergus make friends again and agree to a new series of Something is Fishing. Or Fishy. Channel 13 sends you their check straight away. I wonder if Channel 13's real. Because in WA we have the ABC and the SBS, and we have Channel 7, Channel 9 and Channel 10. And if you live in rural areas, you won't get 7, 9 and 10. If you're lucky, you'll get ABC and SBS, and you'll get GWN, which is 7, and WIN, which is 9 and 10.
But then we have all the extra ones now as well.
Yeah, so maybe they do get 7. Still don't think they got 7, 9 and 10 out in the country though, will they?
No, they still have WIN and GWN.
That sucks for them.
But I think they get 7, mate.
I'd be buying Foxtel if I was them, or Netflix, or Stan. Apparently Stan's Australian. It's 9 and 10.
Yeah.
I didn't realise that.
Stan's only in Australia.
Oh. You receive your final payment of $2,000 for completing the task, plus my extra $1,000. Finally, I've made a profit again.
Right. Fairy floss again.
Apparently, I'm gonna stop the stream, so you can read it out. But
okay.
it's been 2 hours.
Wouldn't you know it? Fairy floss has run away from home again. You must find her by July 21, when she has an appointment with the dentist. Maybe that's why she's run away. You are given an advance of $100 out of the total fee of $1,000, but don't forget she is one sneaky little kid.
I hate Fairy Floss. She promised us, Jess.
Yeah.
She promised it at the start of the stream.
Yeah, but what about Chook? He's disappeared as well a couple of times.
He did. He cost me $500, but at least I got it back, so it didn't cost me anything.
That was to cover it. Yeah. So.
All right. I'm gonna save this game. Wow, that's real quick. Yeah, actually, Foxtel isn't worth it most of the time. Oh, I'm in the top 10.
Helps if you're the only one playing.
I did delete the other 2. There were actually 2 other people saved on here from the site. I downloaded it, but I deleted them.
Okay.
Foxtel is our version of like cable, but most of the time it's through satellite. At least in WA. I think over East they do have it through cable.
Maybe.
But yeah, it's not really worth it.
Not when we get...
Not with Netflix else. And all that.
Yeah, we get like half the price and get everything else that we use.
Yeah, we're paying like half the amount we used to pay for Foxtel, and we're getting 5 different streaming services.
Oh, it's about 6.
Netflix, 2 anime, wrestling.
Netflix.
And Amazon Prime now.
Amazon Prime, wrestling, and we also have the Fetch.
Yeah, that doesn't count. That's just part of the internet bill.
Yeah, I know, but that's like $10.
Alright, so it's been 2 hours, so thank you all for coming. If you could hit the like button, that really helps me out. It doesn't, but it makes me feel better when I see there's more likes down the bottom. And if you could say Broken Hill Potatoes, so that you know you've seen it. No, I've said goodbye, and Jessica can say goodbye now.
Goodbye, everyone. Have a good night.
It's not nighttime for most of them.
Oh, whatever. It's nighttime for us. It's 10:30.
That's because we live in the correct time zone, Jessica.
Yes.
This is demo mode.
Okay.
That's what it launches at. It's actually kind of funny. It's just it driving around different towns. Let's give it a little bit longer. No drop frames. That's really good.